children childhood, to be an adult and growing, and now I'm finishing high school. I wanna share with you about how I became an activist in South Hampton Hills, and what is the thing that involved me to be an activist, and will tell everything my story. Just back a little bit, my grandparents, they are refugees from the 48. From the 48, they were in their village called Igaritel. In the 48, they got evicted from this village. They left to Igaritel is, in near Beersheba. They just ran away from there and they go to Sus, the ancient Susi, and also the occupation followed them and kicked them from there. After that, my grandmother and my grandparents, they came to Twani village and they lived there, and they decided to resist the occupation because mostly the occupation occupied all of their land, and Twani is still the main land for them. And my grandmother, she built in the past the people they were using to have a lot of lands, and my grandfather, he lost lands from Garitin, from Susi also, and still just Twani. And in Twani, my grandparents, they built a simple house from stones, as you see these stones. And from this long trip, my grandfather left the life, and my grandmother, she's still alone with her sons, with my father, with my uncles, with my aunts also, and she was resisting the occupation and teaching her son how to resist the occupation by non-violent resistance way. First thing, she believes in that first, to not hurt herself even, because in the end the power is in the hand of the occupation. That she cannot even fight by anything, just by the non-violent resistance. And she was teaching my father and my uncles, and the main thing that they really resist against the occupation in 2006 against the walls. In 2006, that they were going to do a wall during all of 317 road that you come by the bypass road. The main plan for the occupation to occupy all of Masaferyatta and to consider it as Israel, and to kick all of the Palestinians out of these lands. But all of the people of Masaferyatta, they decided to do a weekly demonstration near the wall and to remove the wall. And they pay a high price of that. Like my grandmother, she lost one eye, and now she didn't hear very well. My father and my uncle, they got arrested for 2 months. And but at the end they succeed to remove the wall, and it was a big success for that. And now Twani village in that time, that wasn't as you see of today. There was no service, there is no water running, no electricity, nothing. It was just simple, any simple village. I remember when I was a child, there was no asphalt, no nothing. We were bringing the water from the wells, spring wells, and as really as a farmers, and giving the sheep for water, and even to pick for us a water, and doing as a simple life. And I was seeing the injustice that happening in my eyes when I was a child against from the occupation against the Palestinians who was in South Hampton Hills. And at the end when I was a child, I didn't know what the occupation mean, and what's the settler, and what I don't know. When I started growing, I just became understand the situation that around me, and to even look forward for a ways how I can resist this occupation, and how I can have the support from even my community or even my family, because my family is a family of activists, my sisters, my father, and I was learning from them as I was a young child. When I reached 13, I opened the eyes on the world. What's the human rights mean? What's I'm a child? What's my human rights? I start to look for, because all our human rights are violated from the occupation. I start to look for how I can defend myself and defend my rights and defend our communities' rights. Again, the non-violent resistance is the camera, and show the world what's the reality of the occupation, that is telling the world that the Palestinians are terrorists, and to change the photo for the people, for the world. And just to tell us like some specific thing about the children that most of the like some of the children they left the school because of the situation, because of the fear that inside them, and from the settlers that they attack them some like daily life. And some of them they left the school, and this means that you really break a dream of a child. Maybe he was going to be in something in the future. And also I was working on like giving these children hope to continue, and because we are in the end we are in under situation, we are in under, like in the end we are under occupation. We should resist that, and and to end the occupation at least, to have an really reality right, because the children in the world they have all of their rights, but here most of them didn't have like all of how their rights are violated. And during my activity I faced many things, from arresting. In the last September I got arrested 5 times with these children because of the settler attacks. When the settler attacked us, I called the police to take and arrest this settler who was attacking the children. At the end the police came and arrested me and let the settler free. This was the main apartheid that's really showing against us as a Palestinian. Yeah, firstly, my relationship with the children when I started, I was 13 years old. We accompanied these children. If I was a child, even I had protection, but I was, fighting as I want to defend and I want to help. Our relationship with the children was they were like my friend. I go to accompany them. We go together to school and back after school. And now most of my friends they just finished school and go to university, and now still just children. Like they are 14, and some of them they are 7, 8, from different ages. And there is a child, is Isa, and he's really I prefer he's like a good friend for me. This child is really amazing, and a thing that really it touched my heart when his father is died, and you can say I really give him just help him by a psychological thing, because if his father is died, really he lost a big thing in his life. Sometime he was thinking to leave the school, and I was giving him that the education is the main thing that you can fight the occupation, because when you want to leave the school you didn't have anything to even to continue with it. You can go and you can be a lawyer, you can defend your even your Palestinian, I don't know the word in English,
Identity?
case.
Oh, your case.
English say like you can defend the Palestinian case, and what you want you can be like by your education, and give him a hope, and give to continue and to exist. And thanks God, until now he's really having this hope, and every day by day he's really told me that I feel that I want to continue, and second thing is what giving me hope, because I'm doing my work. First, my main power from my family, I'm taking it, and second thing when every morning that meeting the children when they came and they are smiling, it's really give me a very good, strong push to continue with these children.